TYT's got a new audio network, guys, and you're gonna love it. We got our existing shows, but on top of that, we've got a whole new slate of shows coming out that are in podcast form, including the Jimmy Dore Show. So now nobody does comedy like Jimmy. He is super aggressive and sometimes harsh and often irreverent, but he's gonna give it to you like he sees it. There's no question about that. So you're gonna love this podcast. He's gonna have some of the top comedians and comedy writers on there. So if you wanna check that out along with the entire audio network, go to tyt.com/audio.
We know that fracking is bad for the environment, certainly bad for climate change. It can even lead to a massive increase in earthquakes. Go look at the data from Oklahoma on that. But it turns out it might also lead to weight gain. Researchers at Duke University and University of Missouri exposed cells, this is in rats, to 23 chemicals associated with fracking, wastewater and surface water contaminated with wastewater from fracking sites, the sort of chemicals they pump into the ground to do their hydraulic fracturing. They found that exposure at both low and high concentrations of those chemicals and water samples led to changes in the fat cells, causing both a proliferation of fat cells and also an expansion of them. So they took this 23 chemical mix, and apparently it led to about 60% as much fat accumulation as a pharmaceutical drug that specifically causes greater and larger fat cells.
Who takes that?
I'm sure it's for something, but okay. Diluted wastewater samples led to 80% as much, and even diluted surface water samples induced about 40% as much as a drug that specifically tries to encourage fat growth. And that is what's being pumped into the environment. And the scientists say that these are the sorts of concentrations that occur in the areas where fracking actually happens. Now, of course, we do have to acknowledge it's rats versus humans. We're both mammals though, we both have fat cells. It's not crazy to believe that these sorts of chemicals can be directly bad, not just for the environment, but also for your waistline.
That's what I needed, not just a proliferation of fat cells, but an expansion of fat cells. So if the earthquakes weren't enough to get you to change your mind and the water that gets lit on fire wasn't enough to get you to change your mind, perhaps gaining weight. Like, wait a minute, this is gonna make my dad bod even worse. And I like that, or maybe I can't stand that the fat cats who are for fracking, the fat cats let the fat rats.
The cats will enjoy it.
Yes,
certainly.
Apparently, but not for the rest of us.
Yeah. Wait till Kiki Cat sees it.
Oh boy, so fracking, disastrous on several different fronts. 2 easy ways to follow the Young Turks. One is hit the subscribe button down below, then you're a TYT subscriber. And second is ring the bell. And when you do that on YouTube, you're notified of our videos.